Oops, wrong picture. UFC 316 is taking place this weekend, and I think we're back. Dare I say we're back? We got a good card. We got a good main event, I think. We got a good co-main event. We got a good card overall. The prelims are even good, so these are going to be my predictions. Let's get right into it. The first fight on the early prelims, Quillan Salkilld versus Yanal Ashmouz. Now, this really should be Bilal Muhammad versus Yanal Ashmouz. I know they're in different weight classes, but I think it would be a good fight. Seriously, though, Quillan Salkilld, Yanal Ashmouz. I'm going to go Quillan Salkilld. I rate Quillan Salkilld very highly. I think I ranked him pretty highly in my UFC prospects tier list. Go check that out. I posted it a couple of days ago, but I think he's really good. Good power, good composure. He's good on the ground. He's all around pretty good. Yanal Ashmouz is coming off of a win against Trevor Peek. He lost to Christian Leroy Duncan. No, that's the black guy. Chris Duncan. And then he beat Peterson. Yeah, he's pretty. He's really not much. He's really not much to look at, but not much in terms of a fighter either. I'm gonna go Quillan Salkilld, probably via KO. I think he's gonna KO this guy maybe in the second round. I could see him KOing Yanal Ashmouz. He's better on the feet. He's good on the ground. He's not gonna get held down or anything. I think he's gonna win this one. I could see a second or first round KO for Quillan Salkilld. Jeka how do I even say that? Jeka okay, anyways. Versus Joosang Yu. Joosang Yu. Alright, so this guy is coming off of he lost to Ansho Jabli via KO. He lost to Ansho Jabli via second round KO. Oh my goodness. No way. He lost to Ansho Jabli. Who do you guys think I'm picking? I'm definitely picking Joosang Yu. If he lost to Ansho Jabli via KO. Look, Ansho Jabli's the GOAT, but come on. I'm picking Joosang Yu. He's pretty decent. He's pretty good. Let's go South Korea, I guess. I'll go decision, maybe KO. Who cares? Let's go. Ariane De Silva versus Wang Cong. Ariane De Silva is coming off of a loss to Jasmine Jusudavicius. She's also coming off of a loss to Silva, and she beat Casey O'Neill. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care about this one. I'm gonna go Wang Cong via decision. Wang Cong I didn't like her last fight against Bruno Brazil. She kind of looked. It was a pretty boring fight, and Bruno Brazil was kind of running a little bit. Not running, but she was kind of being very hesitant to kind of engage, and she just lost the fight. She's not a fighting nerd anymore, kid. We traded her for Ilya Topuria. He's the new fighting nerd. But anyways, Wang Cong, decision. She's going to win on the feet. She's good enough on the ground to... she did get subbed by that random Brazilian, but I think she's going to be better than Ariane De Silva, man. I think she is. I think she's going to win a 30-27. Marquel Mederos versus Mark Choinski. So Marquel Mederos is coming off of that win against Hubbard. I thought he could have lost that fight, to Hubbard. I thought he really could have lost that fight. It was a split. He also beat Quinones. So he's facing this Mark Choinski guy. Mark Choinski is 0-0-0. He's 0-0-0. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't do research for this fight, for this Mark Choinski guy. But Marco Mederos. I'm gonna go Marco Mederos. He's not 0-0-0. He's got decent power, decent grappling. Yeah, not much to say here. Khaos Williams, Andreas Gustafsson. This is a good fight. So this was supposed to be what? Khaos Williams versus Uros Medic. It's been changed. Now it's Khaos Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson. I'm going to go with... Ooh, this is tricky. Ooh. Khaos Williams is a little bit too reliant on his power. Andreas Gustafsson, 11-2. 8 wins by knockout. 3 first-round finishes. He's all right. He's not too bad. Khaos Williams is coming off of a loss to Gabriel Bonfim. He beat Harris. He beat Bedoya by split. Not really the best. Another split. He lost to Randy Brown by split. I don't know. His record's kind of a win-one, lose-one kind of thing. Couple of splits there. I don't know. I'll go Andreas Gustafsson, I think. He's tough. He's got a chin. Decent on the feet. Decent on the ground. Khaos Williams makes it too close, and he relies too much on his power. I'll go Gustafsson to tough this one out. Close decision. Waldo, Cortes, Acosta versus Serghei, Spivak. I didn't know this was on this card. I thought this was on the... I don't know what card I thought this was on, but... Waldo, what's his name? Waldo, Cortes, Acosta versus Serghei is tricky. Cortes has been looking all right in his last couple of fights. I mean, he's really good. He's got really good grappling. At the Despain fight was a bit boring, but he did a good job of holding him down and using his grappling pretty effectively. Same with Ryan Spann. He KO'd Ryan Spann in the second round. Ryan Spann is shit. He's on a good winning streak, to be honest with you. Arlovsky, I mean, the names aren't that impressive, but 4-fight winning streak. He lost to De Lima via decision. He's not getting KO'd either when he loses. He's got a good chin. I don't know. Let's look at his nickname is Salsa Boy. Let's look at Serghei Spivak. He's coming off of a loss to Jailton Almeida. He beat Marcin Tybura, which is aged pretty well, to be honest with you, because Tybura has gone on to, be on a decent winning streak. He got KO'd by Cyril Gahn. He subbed Derek Lewis. He knocked out Sakai. What's his name? Something Sakai. He beat Hardy. This one's tricky because it's fat heavyweights, but this one's I'm gonna go Waldo Cortes Acosta via a bit of maybe a boring decision. I can't see him KOing Serghei Spivak, though he is pretty good on the feet. Spivak has a decent chin himself. I can't see him KOing him. I could see him just out-grappling him. He's pretty strong for the division. He doesn't have really good jiu-jitsu or anything, but he's good enough to hold these guys down. And I think it's going to be Serghei Spivak. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. I mean, it's fat heavyweights. I'm not super confident in this one. Azamat Murzakhanov, Brendson, Ribeiro. I think Ribeiro is he's coming off of a win. He's coming off of 2 wins, actually. A sub, a split. Oh my gosh. And then he lost to freaking Gadz. Fuck this. I'm going with Azamat Murzakhanov via first round KO. Fuck this shit. Azamat Murzakhanov has good power. He's built like a middleweight, hits like a heavyweight. And he KO'd Alonzo Manyfield. He beat Jacoby, which is aged pretty well, to be honest. Jacoby's on a 3-fight winning streak. 2-fight winning streak, I mean. But still, he's looked all right in his last couple of fights. He KO'd Clark. Yeah, I'm going to go Azamat Murzakhanov. I don't rate Ribeiro that highly. Not much to say here. Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van, the boy. Joshua Van. I'm very excited for this one. But I'm going to go Bruno Silva. Psych. I'm going to go Joshua Van. I think Joshua Van is going to piece this guy up. Bruno Silva is very hittable, and he doesn't have good enough grappling to hold down and or sub Joshua Van. Joshua Van is going to piece up Bruno Silva. Joshua Van is going to be a future champion. Joshua Van is the GOAT. No, I think Joshua Van's going to win this one. I think he's going to piece up Bruno Silva, and there's not much to say here. It's pretty clear cut who's going to win this one. This is not a layup, but it's a bit of a here you go, kid. Here's a win. I got Joshua Van. I'm excited to see him style on this guy. And hopefully they give... Honestly, bro, if they're giving... What's his name at bantamweight? Marcus McGee. If they're giving Marcus McGee Peter Yan, if Joshua Van wins this, give him Brandon Moreno, I say. I say give him Brandon Moreno in Mexico. Well, that card's not in Mexico anymore. Fuck, do that as like a fight night main event. UFC Fight Night Texas, right? Because that card is no longer in Mexico. It's going to be a fight night in Texas. Dude, Joshua Van, Brandon Moreno, main event of a fight night in September. Am I not cooking? Am I not cooking? That is a great fight. Vicente Luque, Kevin Holland. This one's actually kind of tricky. Vicente Luque is coming off of that KO, right? Didn't he KO... What's his name? Demba Garimbo. Magumbo. Demba Garimbo. Demba Garimbo. That's racist. That's so racist. I'm going Kevin Holland. Fuck. You guys know I don't like Kevin Holland. I don't think he's good. I think he's shit. Ah, man. It's tricky because it's like, Like, he looked pretty good on the feet against Gunnar Nelson, but that's Gunnar Nelson, right? Luque is better than Gunnar Nelson on the feet. Smudged by De Ridder. I think didn't he like crack his rib against Dolidze? He subbed Oleksiejczuk, but that was like because the ref said he broke his arm. He really didn't. Got pieced up by MVP, pieced up by JDM. That fight was not a split. What the fuck? Beat Chiesa by sub. KO'd Ponzinibbio. He kind of struggled with Ponzinibbio. Lost to Wonderboy Thompson, Fuck. This one's not really very clear cut. This one's tricky. I love Vicente Luque as well, so my bias is seeping in a little bit. I love Luque. I hate Kevin Holland. I might say Kevin Holland. I'm going to go Kevin Holland. I'm not confident in that pick. I don't like that pick. I'm not confident in that pick. Let me see Luque. Let me just look at Luque's record. Okay, he beat Themba Garimbo. He got TKO'd by Buckley, but it wasn't like he wasn't really out. He kind of just, I don't know. He kind of just like got, I don't know. It was a weird stoppage. It was a little bit early. That was a weird one. RDA he beat, but he didn't look good in that fight. Jeff Neal, he lost to by KO. Bilal Muhammad beat him. He beat Chiesa by sub. Fuck, I'm going to go Kevin Holland. I don't even know why Kevin Holland is getting this fight. Like, again, let's look at his record. I'm spending too much time on this fight, but he's coming off of one win. He's coming off of one win. Before that, he lost two, and he's getting a ranked opponent. What are we doing here? Why does he get to face Vicente Luque? Like, Randy Brown, hello? He doesn't get a ranked opponent. Brian Battle doesn't get a ranked opponent. O'Bonelli is on a 3-fight winning streak. Ramiz Brahimaj is on a 2 or 3 fight winning streak. But no, Kevin Holland's on a 1-fight winning streak, bro. Let's give him a ranked opponent. I know he's active. I know he's a big star, quote unquote. He's not really a big star, but I know he's a bit of a name. But come on, bro. This is favoritism. Nonetheless, I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win like a decision, maybe. I don't know if it'll be a close decision. Hopefully it's a war. I could see it being a bit of a back and forth. He's going to win a decision. I just can't see Luque really pressuring that much, especially at this stage. He looked good in his last fight, but fuck, man. Holland's got a chin. He's got a granite chin. He took shots from guys like JDM and MVP and Wonder Boy. Like, his chin is like elite. Luque, what kind of chin does Luque have at this point, you know? But I don't see him getting KO'd. I could see him staying in the fight long enough to lose a decision. Maybe he gets TKO'd in like round 3. Either he gets TKO'd in like late round 2, maybe round 3, or he just loses like a 30-27, 29-28 type decision. Sadly, I think Kevin Holland's going to edge it out, you know. He's got good enough power to keep Luque off of him and even to hurt Luque at points. He's not going to get subbed on the ground. He's got good enough jiu-jitsu for that. I got Kevin Holland in this one, sadly. Patchy Mix, bro, versus Mario Bautista. Patchy Mix, I think, is going to win this one. I just think Mario Bautista isn't like all that great, and he's decent enough on the feet. He's pretty decent on the feet, but he's not great. At times, he was getting hurt by Jose Aldo. not hurt, but he was getting hit by Aldo pretty cleanly at times, and he's not going to be able to do what he did to Aldo against Patchy Mix. He's not going to be able to hold Patchy Mix against the cage. Patchy Mix has got really good jiu-jitsu, like really, really good jiu-jitsu, and he's got good KO power. You know, you saw he KO'd Raytheon Stotts out cold, and so he has KO power. He's not all that, like, insanely good on the feet, but neither is Mario Bautista, so I don't know. I think Patchy Mix is going to win this one. I could even see, like, a Patchy Mix round 2 sub, or, like, yeah, like a round 2 or round 3 sub for Patchy Mix. I'll say round 2. I'll say Patchy Mix gets, like, a round 2 sub. I could see him being the grappling aggressor. I could see him using the clinch, and, you know, Mario Bautista's not going to be able to hold him against the cage, and Patchy Mix is a lot better on the clinch and on the ground than Aldo at this point of his career. So, as crazy as that is to say, I know, but Aldo was just kind of against the cage, just, you know, making faces and shit. Like, he wasn't really doing much to get off the cage, and Patchy Mix ain't going to be letting himself be held against the cage. So, I got Patchy Mix. The fuck am I stuttering so much for? I got Patchy Mix via a sub, and he's going to be the grappling aggressor, I think. Fuck. He's going to be the grappling aggressor, I think. Okay, there you go. And I think he's good enough on the feet. You know, he's got KO power, and Batista's got a chin, but we've seen him KO'd as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping Patchy Mix wins, but I'm also going to pick him to win. Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. Beat Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer is winning this one via first round KO, is my guess. I picked him to win when it was going to be in Mexico, but Joe Pyfer pulled out because he had diarrhea. He had diarrhea, so he pulled out, and then he said Mexico's a dump, even though you're the one that ate too many tacos, kid. Look, Gastelum, Pyfer, Joe Pyfer's going to KO Kelvin Gastelum in the first round, bro. This is going to be bad. You know, the thing is, if Pyfer was, like, injured, like, if he pulled out of the Mexico card because he hurt his hand really bad or he hurt his foot, or then I'd kind of be like, I'd still pick him, but via, like, maybe a decision. But it was diarrhea. Like, he's fine, you know. He really could have fought. Like, that's the thing with these modern fighters, bro. Back in my day, motherfuckers used to fight with, like, broken freaking shin bones. Now, if they have diarrhea, they pull out. But seriously, though, Joe Pyfer is going to win this one via first round KO. He's going to be very aggressive, I think. He's not going to respect Gastelum's power. Gastelum really should be a welterweight, but he's a fat middleweight, so it is what it is. I wouldn't even be surprised if he misses weight or something. But surprisingly, he made weight in Mexico. The one time he makes weight, and then Pyfer pulls out the day of. So, but I got Pyfer in this one via first round KO. I'm pretty confident in that pick. I think that's fair. I don't think Gastelum is strong enough to hold Pyfer down or out-grapple him. You know, Pyfer trains with Sean Brady, and Sean Brady's been looking real good in his last couple of fights. So, I got Joe Bodybags Pyfer. Yeah, I got Joe Pyfer in this one. Kayla Harrison via first round knockout, by the way. Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena. I did a separate video for this one. I'm going Kayla Harrison via maybe a close decision. I think this fight will be very good. I think it will be a fun back and forth. It will look like two female Dricus du Plessis, but it'll still be a good fight. I think Kayla Harrison is she's going to be stronger than Pena, and Pena is shit on the feet. This one's a bit clear-cut. I mean, she's going to be stronger than Pena, right? She just is. She's built like Triple H. She's built like Brock Lesnar. She's not going to be held down. She's not going to be... I don't think she's going to get subbed by Pena. You know, Pena couldn't sub Pennington, who I thought she lost to. I thought she lost that fight to Raquel Pennington, by the way. So, but still, and I think Kayla Harrison's better than Raquel Pennington at this stage. But yeah, she's not going to get held down. She's not going to get subbed. She's not going to put herself in those bad positions or those dumb positions. I mean, she's got pretty decent fight IQ, to be honest with you. Again, she's strong. Good chin, seemingly. I do worry if it gets to a bit scrappy that she might sort of not fold. I don't think she'll fold under pressure or anything, but I do worry, like, if it gets scrappy, Pena will have that advantage of, like, Pena is used to getting dropped and used to dropping people and used to it being a bit of a scrap, but I I don't know. I still think Kayla Harrison's going to win. She's strong enough to hold Pena in the ground. I could see it being a little bit boring at times as well. I could see a couple of boring rounds where it's just Harrison with top control inside. I worry, but I could see that. But she has good elbows and a good chin. She's decent on the feet. I mean, Pena ain't that great on the feet herself. Harrison's decent enough on the feet to not get fucking KO'd by Juliana Pena in the year 2025. So come on, bro. I'm going Kayla Harrison. It's close. It's relatively close. It's not going to be a shutout. I don't think it's going to be a very dominant decision. It's going to be a close-ish fight. It could be to where it's like Pena's like, I got robbed, and watch, bro. Pena's going to say she got robbed and all that BS. But at the end of the day, I got Kayla Harrison. And you know the close decisions always go to the stars because, let's be honest, the UFC would rather Harrison win than Pena. I know Pena's a bigger star, you could argue, but Harrison, they've made a big investment in bringing her in, and you know they want her to face Nunes presumably next, whereas Pena versus Nunes is not that big of a fight at this stage. And yeah, I think Harrison's going to get this one. Merab versus O'Malley. So, just like I said with the co-main event, the decisions always go to the stars. I think Sean O'Malley is going to win a robbery decision against Merab. I'm not confident in this pick. I'm not even. I'm going with it, but I'm not even sure if I should. It's kind of a dumb pick. I just think 25 minutes. You faced Merab for 25 minutes. Now you're going to go into a rematch. You are sort of now accustomed to what Merab is going to bring to you. I didn't even realize Sean is a big underdog, by the way. I don't know if he's a big underdog, but he's an underdog. But anyways, you've been in the ring or the octagon with Merab. You kind of know what he's going to bring. I think that's pretty beneficial, the fact that he fought Merab for 5 rounds already. And if I'm to believe that he's not injured, that he's going to be healthy, that he stopped Jane the Peen and all that shit, I'm going to believe that, and I'm going to believe he's going to be a better version of himself than he was against Merab. And I think he's going to be more aggressive. And I think Merab is going to be the same. Merab is not going to be any different. You know, he might try to pressure a little bit more, but at the end of the day, he won the first fight pretty clearly. So the game plan for Merab is not going to change that much. Whereas O'Malley, you know, O'Malley has to be more aggressive, and I think he is going to be more aggressive. And I think, I don't know, I got O'Malley in this one. I think it's going to be very close. The first fight was very, very, very close. Not super close to where it was like, oh, you could argue that was O'Malley's fight. Like, it was clearly Merab's fight, but it was still close. It was very close. You know, Merab won, but like, if this is a better version of O'Malley, and he made it, if a worse version of O'Malley made it close against Merab the first time, I think a better version of O'Malley can make it even closer. And if that's the case, there's going to be a couple of swing rounds. There's going to be a couple of, oh, that was clearly Merab, that was clearly O'Malley. I think he's going to get a robbery decision win here. I think he's going to win a very, very close sort of robbery type decision. People are going to scream, robbery, they robbed Merab. But at the end of the day, O'Malley is one of their biggest stars. They've invested so much money and time into this guy. If it's going to be close, they're going to give it to O'Malley. And if it's going to be any closer than the first, there's going to be an argument for him to get a decision. So, again, not very confident. I don't think he's going to KO Merab. He's shown that he could hurt Merab to the body at least, so he might be able to use that more. That would be probably a smart game plan as well for him to use more body shots and use more teeps to the body and stuff like that and try to keep Merab away from you, which is what teeps could do a good job of. His footwork was decent, but I don't think his footwork looked that great against Merab in the first fight. If he uses his footwork a little bit more, and I think he's got this one, it's going to be a robbery. I really could see it. For some reason, I could just see him winning a robbery decision. I don't know why. I could just see it, and I'm going to go with what I can see and what I feel. I'm the only person that I've seen on MMA YouTube that is picking O'Malley. Everybody is picking Merab, like everybody. It's a smart pick. I don't blame anyone for picking Merab. I'm not confident in this pick, so don't shit on me in the comments for this pick. I'm not very confident in it. but I'm going to pick it just because, I don't know, I could just, like, what is Merab going to do that different? O'Malley, he's the one that's going to have a different game plan. Merab is just going to be the Merab again. And look, Merab being Merab is what got him to the belt and got him all these elite wins, but I think O'Malley's going to edge it, man. He's just going to do just enough to win a decision. Just enough. So that's my prediction for this fight. Make sure you guys like and sub. Become a member in the description. What are your guys' picks? Let me know in the comments. And see you guys next time. Again, some of these picks I'm a little bit not confident in. Some of them I am confident in. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Become a member. I already said that. And peace.